Good evening, friends. This is Tom Wood here in Derry, New Hampshire, a 63-year-old with cerebral palsy and autism, functional level 1, formerly known as Asperger's syndrome. And I have decided to take and jump back into the net and go into the YouTube and just simply go live for was it an hour again. I myself am doing okay as a 63-year-old on the cerebral palsy and autism. You know that in the last week I've actually cleaned out my house. You know that had to get rid of most of all the stuff due to was it uh, infestation of was it uh, the Cymex lecularius species of insect, otherwise known as the bug that lives in human beds. You know so that this most of all my belongings went into the dumpster. Of course, I still have my Galilean refracting telescope here. You know that I've got my big box fan with it set up in the window and just blowing some air in. You know into my living room. So and of course the front bedroom, which was my bedroom, is now was it complete totally empty. And I've also pulled out all the baseboard and crown moldings and the moldings around the doors. You know, the door to the bedroom and the and also the closet door. You know, the moldings around it. So was it? Did the same thing. You know, was it for the living room, the dining room, the rear master bedroom, which is now my bedroom. So that said, I've been, I've already had the exterminator, Orkin exterminator here. Was it uh, once last Wednesday? Taken sprayed the daylights out of the entire interior of the house, well, my mobile home here. And the exterminator is coming back tomorrow afternoon at 2 to take and do another spraying. You know, to make sure that the bed bugs are, shall we say, very, very dead. So essentially, the only furniture I really have now is I've got a bed in the master bedroom now, which is now going to be my bedroom. The front bedroom, once I get it cleaned up and repainted and so forth, is going to be that's going to be a guest bedroom. So that's going to be something that's going to be done. And the I'm just lounging around right now. Sitting in my wheelchair? Was it minus the footrest stirrups of the wheelchair? of my wheelchair, and just they use it to scoot around the house, was it? And of course, for the first time in 3 years, that I have I could finally wheel. I could wheel around around this manufactured mobile home with no obstructions. Oh, good evening, Ryan. How are you doing? Yeah, my first guest here in my latest live stream as a 63-year-old with autism and cerebral palsy. Of course, this I'm doing good, with it. But tomorrow I said I'm having the organ exterminator? Uh, the pest exterminator coming around tomorrow afternoon to do a second spray in the interior of my house to make sure all the bed bugs are killed. Because bed bugs destroyed a lot of my stuff, and I had to heave, a massive amount of stuff away. Furniture, stuff, that would be carriers of the bed bugs. And of course, eventually in this room, the only piece of furniture I'm going to have in this room, I'm going to have just this computer desk, which used to be my mother's sewing machine workstation. It's the only desk I need. It's got 3 drawers, it's got where I've got I can put papers and, with the stationery supplies. So that's good. At my desk is where I keep my medications. Let's see. At noontime, I pop a 500 milligram metformin. At breakfast time, I pop a Men's Health multivitamin. Then at 10 p.m., I take I pop a tamsulosin, then a atorvastatin or a Lipitor, then a finasteride, which is Proscar, which is for BPH, lisinopril for high blood pressure, and escitalopram which is for unipolar depression. Because it's in remission, but the issue is, I gotta keep taking the pills to keep me from flying too low. Because I either end up flying too low, with my mood, or was it more or less okay, And of course, I do have the family photograph sitting in the shed, until they're going to have to stay there with a few other stuff until next spring, until the cold kills any bugs in them, So from the upcoming winter, that'll be full. That should be, but the one thing I did, was my original vacuum cleaner got heaved, my big Electrolux, the 50-year-old Electrolux vacuum cleaner. So with it, last week I took and bought this $20 cheapie, as it that I could use, because I'm no longer going to have any was it wall-to-wall carpets in this house. The wall-to-wall carpets got compromised with the bed bugs. So with it, and so we'll be replacing the front bedroom floor, the living room floor, and the rear master bedroom floor with the I didn't pay. Well, anyways, as I said, I didn't pay very much for the vacuum cleaner. I only was got it for $20 at Walmart because I'm not going to spend $200 for a vacuum cleaner. But the only thing I'm going to do is just really be vacuum bare floors. Once I get new laminated floors put in, with it. But I can't get new laminated floors until I get the get the get the funds from my sale of my stock portfolio from my previous employer, which was Brooks Automation, which is a light industrial robotic equipment manufacturer for the semiconductor and biomedical industries. And not to pardon me, with it being so hot out, today, of course it's evening now. It's a little cooler, but I decided to doff the pants and just wheel around my house here in just this t-shirt and a diaper, adult diaper that is. Not sure if you noticed anything, but if you look behind me, that on the kitchen counter in, that's where I keep my small, modest, high definition television and the DVD Blu-ray player, the disc player. And the only DVDs and Blu-ray discs, I got it's just Star Trek. Well, some Star Trek and the entire the TV show, the old action adventure show the Rat Patrol from the 1960s. Temporarily, of course, I've got in my kitchen. I just got two blue tote boxes. Taking one of them is storing some clothes. The other one is storing my what I got for food for non-perishable food. And of course, in my refrigerator, I don't have very much in the refrigerator. I have to have a friend take me over to the Hannaford's supermarket. Was it early Hannaford supermarket? Was it on Manchester Road? Which is the Hampshire Route 28. Before it crosses over, before you cross the town line into Londonderry. and I need to get some stuff, with like a couple of their pre-made entree dinners, from the deli, and I want to get get another loaf of bread, and just get some seltzer water. And while I'm there at the Hannafords, the Hannafords, it's in the same shopping plaza with the Hannafords here in Derry, New Hampshire. There's the Dollar Tree discount store. I want to hit that place to get some stuff. It's a cheap. Because when here's something to think about, everybody out there in YouTube land or with it cyberspace, is that when you're with it when you're a senior citizen, and even if you have to retire early, with it and go on to disability, or was it SSDI, that or you end up what you end up having to take and do is you end up, because my income is so low, that I've got to do a massive amount of discount shopping, just to try to get to try to make my make my money stretch, as much as possible after paying all my bills. And yes, my lot rent is paid off, that, and half my yearly property tax is paid off, that. Then I paid the electric bill. I paid the internet access bill. I'm not going to get another bill for heating kerosene until this winter. When I have to turn the furnace back on. At the end of September. Hopefully, with this global warming, maybe it'll switch it out another week or two before turning the furnace on. To keep this place warm once autumn hits. And of course, that heating kerosene is expensive. And I go through like the heat this place. That this is a 68 foot long by 14 foot wide 14 foot single wide manufactured mobile home. The square footage is 950 square feet, well, roughly, and so was it on a typical year, that I use like two 250-gallon tankfuls of kerosene to heat this place during the winter. So, that's a given expense. Living, you got to take and when it comes to living independently on your own, as a person with lifelong disabilities, you got to take into account, what needs to get paid, what are like frivolities. But the only thing that I for entertainment purpose, go buy things for entertainment, like DVDs or Blu-rays. What I'll do is raid the discount piles at Walmart, at the Derry, New Hampshire Walmart here in town, And also, was it the Dollar Tree carries a bunch of DVDs, different titles, with it. Well, different, more or less, was it junk titles. But sometimes you'll find a little gem of an item to take and that's worth it, to take and buy, as far as a DVD for entertainment. I do pay like $95 a month for my absolutely unlimited internet access. That means I don't have a data cap on my internet, which I like. Which means that I have no trouble with it streaming video. Not sure if you can hear me, but I just popped in here into my kitchen. Uh, and of course I have room now to move around in this kitchen because one that I did get rid of is that big kitchen table that my younger brother brought over from the from the original family home in Salem, New Hampshire, 2 towns south of where I live now. The issue was that I'm gonna have to get a new table, with it. And the only table I need is something like not anymore than like a 36-inch width diameter round table, or a 48-inch by 48-inch square table in my dining alcove. I don't need anything more, and maybe just 2 chairs at most. As far as this room is concerned, that other than a desk, and of course I'm using my wheelchair as my primary seating option, here at home. But I'd like to get something like like one of those geriatric chairs with a wraparound tray table. It can also double as a big adult baby high chair, of course. Oh, and the answer is no. I have not been watching a lot of the news about the Taliban taking over. That I do have was friends in a friend in the cerebral palsy disability community who has cerebral palsy over in Faisalabad, Pakistan, and he thinks the Taliban are a bunch of uneducated, totally whacked out, Allah crazed hillbillies. Well, anyways, I should sign off because I end up doing a lot of rambling on and on and on and on, but I'm just gonna take and sign off, and I may come back on. I don't know, maybe later tonight or maybe tomorrow morning. But anyways, I'll see you all later.